Mark Sanford was governor of South Carolina from 2003 to 2011. Joe Walsh represented Illinois' 8th Congressional District in the House of Representatives from 2011 to 2013. Bill Weld was governor of Massachusetts from 1991 to 1997. All three are seeking the Republican presidential nomination. The three of us are running for the Republican nomination for president in a race that will inevitably highlight differences among us on matters of policy, style and background. But we are brought together not by what divides us but by what unites us, a shared conviction that the United States needs a strong center-right party guided by basic values that are rooted in the best of the American spirit. A president always defines his or her party, and today the Republican Party has taken a wrong turn, led by a serial self-promoter who has abandoned the bedrock principles of the GOP. In the Trump era, personal responsibility, fiscal sanity and rule of law have been overtaken by a preference for alienating our allies while embracing terrorists and dictators, attacking the free press and pitting everyday Americans against one another. No surprise, then, that the latest disgrace, courtesy of Team Trump, is an effort to eliminate any threats to the president's political power in 2020. Republicans have long held primaries and caucuses to bring out the best our party has to offer. Our political system assumes an incumbent president will make his case in front of voters to prove that he or she deserves to be nominated for a second term. But now, the Republican parties of 4 states, Arizona, Kansas, Nevada and South Carolina, have cancelled their nominating contests. By this design, the incumbent will be crowned winner of these states' primary delegates. There is little confusion about who has been pushing for this outcome. What does this say about the Republican Party? If the party stands for nothing but re-election, it indeed stands for nothing. Our next nominee must compete in the marketplace of ideas, values and leadership. Each of us believes we can best lead the party. So does the incumbent. Let us each take our case to the public. The saying, "May the best man win," is a quintessential value that the Republican Party must honor if we are to command the respect of the American people. Cowards run from fights. Warriors stand and fight for what they believe. The United States respects warriors. Only the weak fear competition. Across the aisle, the Democratic primary challenges are still engaged in a heated competition of debates, caucuses and primaries to give their voters in every corner of our country a chance to select the best nominee. Do Republicans really want to be the party with a nominating process that more resembles Russia or China than our American tradition? Under this president, the meaning of truth has been challenged as never before. Under this president, the federal deficit has topped the $1 trillion mark. Do we as Republicans accept all this as inevitable? Are we to leave it to the Democrats to make the case for principles and values that, a few years ago, every Republican would have agreed formed the foundations of our party? It would be a critical mistake to allow the Democratic Party to dominate the national conversation during primary and caucus season. Millions of voters looking for a conservative alternative to the status quo deserve a chance to hear alternate ideas aired on the national stage. Let us argue over the best way to maximize opportunities in our communities for everyday Americans while the Democrats debate the merits of government intervention. Let us spend the next 6 months attempting to draw new voters to our party instead of demanding fealty to a preordained choice. If we believe our party represents the best hope for the United States' future, let us take our message to the public and prove we are right. Trump loyalists in the 4 states that have cancelled the primaries and caucuses claim that President Trump will win by a landslide, and that it is therefore a waste of money to invest in holding primaries or caucuses. But since when do we use pale numbers as our basis for deciding whether to give voters an opportunity to choose their leaders, much less the president's? Answer: we don't. Besides the litigation costs these four state parties will likely be forced to take on in defending legal challenges to the cancellations will almost certainly exceed the cost of holding the primaries and caucuses themselves. In the United States, citizens choose their leaders. The primary nomination process is the only opportunity for Republicans to have a voice in deciding who will represent our party. Let those voices be heard. Read more. Ed Rogers. Republicans are canceling primaries. Is Trump afraid of something? Jennifer Rubin. Mark Sanford is a throwback to a different era of Republicans. Kathleen Parker. Mark Sanford's time has passed. Stephen F. Hayes. The country needs a Republican to challenge Trump in 2020. Jennifer Rubin. Joe Walsh might be just the guy to take on Trump. Let's block ads. Why?